Hi, so this is about an article from the Westminster Confidential website entitled Exclusive: NHS Trust Chief Executives Who Persecute Whistleblowers on Patient Safety Win Prestigious Awards. And this does feature Martin Pittman as one of those who have been persecuted. So he's recently done an interview, in fact I think more than one interview, with Letby and NHS on his own experience and the state of whistleblowing in the NHS. And he's been on a few other videos in relation to the whole whistleblowing situation in the NHS. So in summary, so 3 of the top 50 NHS chief executives, they've been chosen as the best people to run the NHS, and they've also been involved with attempting to cover up patient deaths and then persecuting the doctors and nurses who raised the concerns. So one award went to Daniel Elesz. I hope I've said that name right. So he's the chief, or was the chief executive of the London Ambulance Service Trust. So he's now the chief executive of NHS providers. At the time, this involved a doctor called Usha Prasad at the Epsom and St Helier Trust. So that would have been Jersey. So she reported an avoidable death of a heart patient. He then told her to drop the case at an employment tribunal or face an internal disciplinary hearing. Now, so she obviously didn't drop it because it says it led to her being sacked. So, you know, she was at an employment tribunal and she obviously lost the tribunal. So, I mean, this is showing up how things are working, and we can compare it to how things have gone with Letby, and we can see a precedent here, really. And now, who wrote this? So David Henke is the author of this. So he says that he's since been told that Mr. Elesz was involved in an alleged cover-up concerning a paramedic. So this is more than one cover-up we're talking about. And it seems he made this person sign a non-disclosure agreement, which led to any investigation there being dropped. Okay, so the second chief executive, that's Alex Whitfield, and this is involving Dr. Martin Pittman. So he's the head of Hampshire Hospitals Foundation Trust. Martin Pittman raised patient safety issues. Okay. And it included, the conditions included a case where a mother and a baby died. This also went to tribunal, but Alex Whitfield apparently turned this around and claimed that Dr. Pittman was putting patients at risk. And then it said, and he uses, Henke uses the word monstered, lawyers for the trust, monstered Dr. Pittman. And this is what happened with Lucy Letby. She became Nurse Death, basically. And they claimed that he was the bully because he'd raised the issues. Julie Dawes also was involved in pursuing Dr. Pittman. She's been awarded an MBE for services to nursing in the King's Birthday Honours List. So the third person who won an award, this is Ben Travis, Chief Executive of Lewisham and Greenwich NHS Trust, and this is under the Care Quality Commission as requiring improvement. So this involved a doctor called Dr. Chris Day, who raised patient safety concerns that were associated with 2 avoidable deaths in 2022. This went to tribunal as well. The tribunal ruled against him, even though the evidence that Ben Travis gave was shown to be untrue. There was the destruction of 90,000 emails. Can you believe that? 90,000 emails. And the discovery of fresh documents that should have been released by the trust to help obviously Dr. Chris Day win his case, and obviously it wasn't. Now this last one, it's up for appeal. So Dr. Chris Day won the right to appeal. So the appeal is that some of the findings of the judgment were perverse. Has there been a decision on that? It doesn't. Okay, that looks like it's ongoing. But the trust, that particular trust, which is, where are we? So that's Lewisham and Greenwich NHS Trust. It's also won an award for its equality, diversity and inclusiveness, even though an NHS staff report has a below average rating for fair promotion of ethnic minority staff and for racial discrimination inside the trust and for members of the public. Okay, so they've named some other names as well. So people connected with these. Oh, right. So the panel who decided who was going to win these awards, they included Dr. Rosie Bennyworth. So ironically, she's the chief executive of Health Service Safety Investigations. Can you believe this? Steve Brine, he's a former Tory MP. Matthew, and also Commons Health and Social Care Committee. Matthew Taylor head of NHS Confederation, Sir Julian Hartley, former chief executive of NHS providers, Patricia Marquis, executive director for England, Royal College of Nursing and the Royal College of Nursing, and Dr. Vish Sharma, the chair of the BMA's consultant committee. And it says here that it's hard to believe that, you know, many of them didn't know about these cases, because they're long running, they're high profile, they've been in the national papers. So this kind of, sad to say, makes what has happened in the Lucy Letby case a lot less a lot less shocking. Well, yes, it's shocking, but it's shocking that this is the state of the NHS and patient care and safety and how whistleblowers are treated. I mean, these are doctors and consultants, and you know that this is not these are not nurses which unfortunately are at the bottom of the ladder. So these are people who are really quite high up in their career. They've wanted to do the right thing, and they've basically been hounded out, systematically hounded out of their jobs. And one person has even got an MBE. So on the one hand, you know, it's terrible that this system is existing. On the other hand, that this has come to light through the Lucy Letby case, and Jairam and Breary and Evans, that's the dark triad, and the rest of the bunch, the Bohins and the Gibbses and all that. I think there'll be absolute outrage if they win any awards or anything like that, because people have been onto this at an early stage, and you know, these names have been circulating around, and if any of that lot won anything, there'd be an absolute outcry. And it does kind of show up, yeah, it probably was really quite possible to get Lucy into prison, because this seems to be a very well established system with, you know, known routes that you go down. Because Jairam Breary, they went into this expecting quite likely that, you know, that the tribunal was not going to do anything and probably make their job even easier. And, you know, surprisingly, that's not what happened. So you can see from the timeline how quickly they suddenly jumped, you know, to move this along as fast as possible to the police, which it looks like this is where it was going from the start. So, yep. So that's it from me for today. Please like, subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video.